Simon Fell.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Ms Williams. I'd actually like to pick you up on that point, please, so the hostile compliant environment. It strikes me that government essentially outsourced, perhaps even abdicated responsibility for delivery of this policy to a wide range of external bodies, be it the NHS, landlords, banks. In your view, do you think the Home Office ever really had a good enough grasp of how those organisations were delivering it, and also the impact on the communities that were then being affected by that element of the policy?
In terms of the policy and how it was rolled out, various risks and various warning signs were flagged. And these were flagged by a number of different organisations and individuals over quite a period of time. And in particular, in terms of the right to rent scheme, which saw landlords and letting agents having the outsourced responsibility for carrying out immigration checks on prospective tenants, the risk of discrimination, as well as the question as to whether the policy was achieving its objective, came to the fore on a number of occasions. In response, the Home Office did introduce certain actions to mitigate concerns that had been raised. In response to the risk of discrimination, they introduced a non-discrimination code, guidance for landlords, and a helpline. But as I make clear in the report, that isn't really adequate. To tell someone not to discriminate in circumstances where the department's own research into this raised the risk of discrimination if faced with a person who had a British passport as opposed to a prospective tenant who didn't. A majority indicated that they would probably just default to the person with the passport. That, to my mind, raises some significant risks. And so, in answer to your question, that remains an aspect that needs further attention.
Thank you. And in your view, so those red flags, whether it's in the data that was being supplied to third-party organisations, whether it was through the appeals that were coming back, was the policy environment evolving? Were they learning from that process? Have they learned from it now and put checks and balances in place that give you reassurance that we're in a better place, or are we still in danger of making the same mistakes again?
The department has launched its improvement plan. I've indicated my willingness to go back in a year's time and review progress. In its improvement plan, it talks about the action that has been taken to address some of those issues, but I would come back to the fact that as far as the recommendation on the review of the compliant environment policy is concerned, there is not the detail or indeed the speed of activity, the pace, as it were, that I would have expected. And so I certainly would look to the department to demonstrate that it is learning the lessons in that respect.
Okay. Thank you.